All right, North, welcome back to the tactics board. For our second video here for defense, we're going to talk about some crease slide basics. All right, so what I'm going to start with is a drill that we use as a building block in practice to help us with these concepts. It's called the line bump drill. So if you will take a look at these three groups of players here, blue is going to be our offense, red will be our defense. And this is kind of how we started up. And if you guys remember this practice, this drill from practice, the ball is going to start, and we'll say in this instance, it'll start right here with this pair. So as we go through our names of the defensive players, each player is going to have a name, and that name is the role that he has to be able to execute. So it's important to remember that if you say a name, whether that is ball, hot, or two, when we're talking about a crease slide package, then you must be able to perform that role, the job of that name, right? So we'll go over that. So if the ball's here on this left side of the line, this player, his name is going to be what? Ball, all right? Or I got ball. He's going to yell ball or I got ball as he approaches the player here and begins to play on ball defense. Okay? So this defensive player, what's his name going to be? If you said hot, you're correct. He is the hot slide. Hot or the one slide, we'll use hot as the name of that player, okay? One slide means he is the first slide. He will be the man who slides to help should this defenseman, the on-ball defenseman, be beaten by a dodge from the ball carrier, okay? So that leaves us one more guy to deal with. This guy on the back side of the play over here, what's his name going to be? Two. If you said two, you're right. This guy is the two slide or the second slide. His role is to cover the man that the hot slide leaves if he slides. Okay, so in order to do that, he's going to need to be close enough to that man in order to affect that defense should that hot slide fire and leave his man. So in order to do that, the two needs to spider in. We say spider in, meaning bring it in, compress or draw in the defense closer to the house or to the hole there, so that you can do it. We are not as concerned about our opposite in a way attackmen in most defensive sets because it is difficult if we're playing a full offense to get that ball from one side of the field all the way to the other side of the field. They have to pass through a bunch of defenders. They can lob it real high, probably going to go out of bounds, so not usually recommended for the offense to try to what's called skip pass all the way across. Okay, so that's our rules. I got ball or ball. I'm hot. Two. All right, so now if the ball passes over to the other side, what's his name? I got ball. What's his name? I'm hot. And what's his name? Two. And he spiders in. Okay, so that's the line bump drill. We've been running that at practice. You guys are getting that. I want to show you how that drill builds into the concept of full team defense. Okay, so get these guys back out on their positions here. This is our crease attackman. This is our crease midi. We know we have one more attackman at X. We know we have a couple other long pole defenders. Okay, so here's a defender. We have a midi top right, along with an LSM defending him. We have a midi top left, and another midi defending him. Now we have our full set. But as you can see, that line is still here. So this is the building block of what we're doing. So right now, let's say the ball goes up to top right, okay? So now let's go through the names. What's his name? That one's easy, right? I got ball. He's on ball. We're not going to chase this guy all the way to the midfield line. If he's way outside, we're not going to go after him. He's no threat that far out. But once he becomes a threat, I got ball. And now you're playing on-ball defense. Who is this guy? I'm hot. Okay, he's your hot slide. He will always be the hot slide, meaning when I say he, the defender who is playing defense on the crease attackman or offenseman is going to be our hot slide in a crease slide package. Okay, so if this triangle of middies rotates and our defenders go with them, then it's going to change, right? If we cycle our defenders and they all cycle around, then this guy is our hot slide. The whole point being that if you are in the middle of the play, if you are covering that crease attackman, you are the hot slide in a crease slide defense, okay? So in this instance, if this top side midi in the top right were to dodge and go around here, his help has to come from the crease. Fire, okay? We didn't finish the names. Let's go back out. We'll talk about that. So he's up here. Who is my two slide? Think about that line bump drill, right? Think about a line. Where's the line? This guy is the one who's on the backside of the play. I got two. He needs to spider in. He's got a 6-foot pole, so he doesn't have to be right up on this guy's shoulder. But I want you close enough to where the head of your stick can touch his hands, okay, or touch his back. He needs to know you're there. This guy's not going to stand still. He's going to be moving. He's going to be moving, this kind of thing. And so when he comes out, both of your defenders are kind of sandwiching him. And you back here, you're splitting too, because you have to look at him. You also have to look at him. Okay, that's why they call you the 2 slide, a couple different reasons. The ball is 1-2 passes away from you having to play it. That's why you're called the 2. You're also the 2 or the second slide. So if this slide fires, you have to now defend this man and slide into position. And also, you are essentially splitting 2 defenders. You have to pay attention to him, but you have to pay attention to him as well. Okay, so that's why the 2 is the name. Okay. Important also that these guys have roles, okay? What are their names going to be? This one's pretty easy. What side of the ball are they on? As we're looking at it from the defense. I'm right, I'm left. Okay, that's it. So we've got 5 names that I want us to be thinking about as we go through the defensive sets. Okay, so ball comes over to the top left. I got ball. I'm hot. I'm 2. He spiders in. The ex-defenseman will almost never be the 2 slide. Okay, it's important to think about that. That's why we have Nate back there serving as kind of the quarterback of the defense. He is in a position to kind of provide that third backup if required, but he should never be the 2 slide, and he's almost never going to be the hot slide. He's kind of managing things back here, keeping an eye on the ex-attackman. Okay, but so here we go, spiders in. This guy's, he's not going to stay out there. He's no use to anybody at that point. He's going to come in a little bit. If he just lives on the sideline, let him. He's no danger. So the whole point here is you got to open up your stance here, right? You can't be squared up like this. Let's say your head is here and you're looking at the ball. If you're like that, then you can't see the guy behind you. So you need to open up your stance either this way with your back to the goal, depending where the ball goes, or this way, most likely this way, so that you can see the ball, but also keep an eye on your man as he floats around and does what he's going to do. That applies both to the 2 and the hot. All right, hot, you're looking at the ball, but you also have to know where this crease attackman is. So we open our stance up, swing our legs out, so we're in a sideways stance, got our stick up in the passing lanes, and we can be effective in that way. Okay, so let's bang it around again. I'm going to do a real quick drill here. You guys tell me people's names. All right, so everybody kind of starts in this position, and as the ball moves around, you tell me who goes where. All right, so ball passes down low. Identify who the hot or the on-ball defender is. His name is Ball. I got ball. He goes play ball. All right. His name is I'm right, because he's on the right side. His name is I'm left. Okay, he's on the left side. He's going to kind of stay goal side. Keep an eye on him. I'm hot. That's your hot slide. Who's on the opposite side of where the ball is? This dude. I'm 2. Okay, so that's what's going on. Now you've named all your players, and you know what's happening there. This guy's going to spider in a little bit to help as well, recognizing that if it bangs it around, comes down here, the ball comes down to X, I got ball. I'm right. I'm left. I'm hot. The 2 is a little different in this instance. Could be here, could be here. Both of them are going to be spidered in, but we're real dangerous here with the ball being at X for cuts. So it's very important that you recognize that you have a lot of help at this point in the defense. If the X-Men decides he's going to dodge and try to wrap around the cage, you've got a lot of poles who can help stop him. That 2 slide, it's more important that these guys who are opposite in a way pay attention to their middies so we don't get beat by cuts from the top. Okay, so that's 9 minutes, a little longer than I'm looking for, but that's the basics. You got to know the names, all right? Ball, hot, 2, left, right. Get those in your head. Watch this video a few times so you know what we're talking about, and it's going to make you a better defenseman. We're going to have a better overall defense as a team, and we'll be able to handle a lot of offenses that are out there. All right, next video, we'll be covering adjacent slide basics. Looking forward to it.